What strengths have you discovered here at GCubed that maybe you weren't very aware of during your time in the Army?
One of the strengths is multitasking. Being that I do fulfill a contract role and I fulfill a corporate role as well, there are a lot of tasks that come out of both of those positions. And being able to successfully multitask is a strength that I have found. Being able to know when you can take a certain project or task to the maximum level that you can, pause. You may need resources from another person, another team, another company, or just another area that you don't have. Take a pause on that one and transition to your other task, and take that one to the furthest extent that you can, and then transition to the next one. But the most important piece there is making sure as you transition off to the next task that you don't forget about the other tasks. So you do have to circle back and take that one back and take it to a next level and follow up there. So it becomes a juggling act, multitasking. But if you can do that successfully, and that's something that I have found that I can, it will serve you and go a long way in your workforce career.
So, as our security architect, what would you say your biggest contribution to the team has been?
My biggest contribution has been incorporating the NIST controls to our IT infrastructure. Throughout the federal sector, we have certain regulatory compliance governing bodies and authorities that we must adhere to, and NIST is one, FISMA is one, FedRAMP is another. And applying the NIST 800-171 controls to our IT infrastructure. Mr. Green's a technology expert in his field, but he's also the CEO. So I was able to come in and take off some of those tasks from his plate, bring them over to mine, and make sure that we start to become compliant with NIST 800-171. We've made a dent in it. We still got a ways to go, and we'll get that done. But being able to implement some of those controls and create a plan and IT infrastructure for organization has been one of my successes. We're gearing ourselves up for CMMC, which is going to be a regulatory compliance governing body that contracting organizations must adhere to and be certified in. And setting us up with NIST 800-171 is going to set us up and make sure that whatever the process is for becoming CMMC, it's a tongue twister, certified, that we are set up for that success.
Keith, what piece of advice would you give your younger self?
It's a great question. I would tell myself not to second guess yourself. If you have that initial thought or that initial inkling to do something or take an action, don't second guess it. Just go with it, do it. And it's a learning thing too. You may do it and say, well, that didn't turn out the way I thought it would or the way I wanted it to. You're learning. I look at myself today and all that I've been able to accomplish, and I wish if I would have told myself to get out of myself's way back then, I would be much further ahead today than where I am today. And not to say that I'm not far ahead today, I think I am, but I only imagine how much further ahead I would have been if I had got out of my own self's way back then. So don't second guess yourself.